2 games, 2 wins, 6 points. The U.S. men's national team has absolutely electrified the home crowd to open up the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Group stage qualification, locked down. Momentum through the absolute roof. But tonight, the party hits a massive, high-stakes roadblock. Group D is concluding right here under the bright lights of Los Angeles, and standing in the way of a perfect 3-0 sweep is a dangerous, unpredictable Turkish side led by the teenage phenomenon Arda Güler. Welcome back to Point of Sports, your ultimate home for the sharpest analytics, deepest breakdowns, and honest takes on the beautiful game. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button and lock in, because we get straight to the point. Tonight, the drama is real. We've got massive news floating around USA Today and major outlets. Talisman Christian Pulisic is officially rushing back to training from a calf injury. Will Pochettino play him? Is it worth the risk with the round of 32 on the horizon? And can the USMNT avenge their painful 2-1 friendly loss to Turkey just last summer? Get ready, because we're breaking down the expert picks, the tactical keys, and why this match is way more than just a formality. Let's get right into the first point. Let's start with the biggest headline dominating the pre-match talk. Christian Pulisic missed that clinical 2-0 victory over Australia after picking up a nasty calf issue in the opening match against Paraguay. The good news? Reports confirm he's back on the pitch training with the squad. But here's the tactical dilemma for Mauricio Pochettino. The USMNT has already secured their ticket to the knockout rounds, which kick off on July 1st in Santa Clara. Do you risk your absolute best player in a match where a draw or even a narrow loss still sees you advance? Experts at USA Today and Vegas insiders suggest that if Pulisic plays, it's going to be as an impactful late sub rather than a starter. Expect Pochettino to test the depth. We could see Brendan Aronson or Gio Reyna heavily involved from the opening whistle to knit the attack together, feeding Folarin Balogun or Ricardo Pepi up top. Defensively, Matt Freese has completely locked down the #1 goalkeeper spot over Matt Turner after a spectacular MLS run and some busy shifts in a US shirt. He's going to have his hands full tonight. Now, if you think the US is going to take it easy just because they've already advanced, you forgot about revenge. Just last summer, in June 2025, these two teams faced off in an international friendly. Jack McGlynn scored an absolute beauty in the very first minute to put the US ahead. But then, Turkey completely took over. Real Madrid's star boy Arda Güler answers back in the 24th minute, and just 3 minutes later, Kerem Aktürkoğlu finds the back of the net to hand Turkey a brutal 2-1 victory. Turkey plays a hyper-aggressive, technically sound 4-2-3-1 system. They thrive when teams give them space in the middle of the pitch. If Tyler Adams and Weston McKennie don't choke out the service to Güler tonight, the U.S. back line, likely anchored by Chris Richards, is going to be in for a very long evening. Turkey is fighting for their tournament life, and an aggressive, desperate opponent is the most dangerous kind. So what do the experts think is going to happen tonight at SoFi Stadium? Looking at the prediction markets and the sharpest sports books, the U.S. enters as slight favorites, largely due to the massive home field advantage and their roaring current form. Interestingly, the live World Cup analytics give the United States a robust 5% overall probability to win the entire tournament, ranking them 9th globally, just behind nations like Brazil and Germany and ahead of Mexico. Because this is the final match of the group stage, the smart money is heavily favoring the anytime goal scorer market and the over on total goals. Analysts note that both teams have shown vulnerabilities on set pieces over the last year. With the atmosphere in LA expected to be fiercely divided given the massive, passionate Turkish fan base traveling for this match, expectations are pointing toward a high-intensity, back-and-forth affair. All right, time to put my cards on the table. how does this actually play out? Pochettino is too smart of a tournament manager to overextend his stars, but he also knows that letting your foot off the gas can ruin a team's rhythm before the single elimination bracket begins. I predict a heavily contested first half where Turkey strikes first through their lethal counterattack. However, look for the USMNT's superior depth and potentially a late cameo from Captain America himself, Christian Pulisic, to level things out in the second half. My final score prediction? A thrilling 2-2 draw. It gives Turkey the point they desperately need, keeps the US completely unbeaten heading into Santa Clara on July 1st, and keeps the vibes, which squad members say are at an all-time high, completely intact. But hey, that's just my take. I want to hear from you. Does Pochettino risk starting Pulisic tonight? Can the US shut down Arda Güler this time around? Drop your exact score predictions in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to Point of Sports, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single minute of our 2026 World Cup coverage. Enjoy the match tonight, stay loud, and I'll see you right back here for the post-game reaction. Peace.